Yo, good morning. What's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you're already subscribed to my channel, could you please hit the notification bell? Therefore, you'll know when my next live stream or video goes down. All right. Now, I'm gonna try to do some Fortnite later on tonight. The channel update. I'm gonna try to do it tonight. If not, I'll do it tomorrow morning. I really do enjoy playing Fortnite on this channel. I really enjoy the ambiance when people interact with me in the comment section, even though I don't get to your comments at a particular time. So I really do enjoy that stuff. But if you guys want to continue seeing game live streams on this particular channel, could you hook a brother up and hit the like button and just stop on in for a couple of minutes, enjoy the conversation and enjoy the gameplay footage. Even though I haven't made it to you know, I've been on a drought. I make it to the final 10, but my squad either disappears or they die early. Okay, but you can't blame a brother for that. I can only do so much. All right, so with further ado, let's get into today's topic. This was a topic I saw on Newsweek, newsweek.com. You guys go check that article out. I'm gonna have the article in the description. I'm gonna try to have the link in the description as well. Depends on if I can make it home quick enough to do all these things before I have to go to work. But there's a new study out that suggests that consumers are not too fond of the iPhone X. And they also talked about the 8 and the 8 Plus and how really there is no significant difference between the X and the 8. Now, the X doesn't have the home button, all right? I upgraded to the iPhone 8, and I'm here to tell you guys, after my time with the iPhone 8, I'm here to tell you guys, if you're thinking about upgrading from the 7 to the 8, I suggest you guys just keep the 7 and wait for the 9. And I also inform you guys, do not be tempted in the X, okay? Other than the cool name of the X, there's really no differences. They're like small, subtle differences between the X and the 8, but it's not enough differences where you have to, oh, I have to go cop this phone. The X is much smaller. It's the normal size smartphone. A lot of people like the bigger smartphones, like the Galaxy Note and the Plus. When you're talking about iPhones, there are a couple of Android phones out there that has this big model format. But with that being said, a lot of people seem to gravitate to the bigger phones, me included. A bigger phone means a bigger screen. A lot of people just do a lot of things on their phone other than make phone calls. Particularly when you're on social media apps, particularly when you're watching YouTube, Netflix, or Hulu. People seem to gravitate to the bigger phones. All right, and a lot of people, when you're talking about the consumer base, they think that the bigger the phone is, the more storage the phone is going to have, even though the Plus, the iPhone Plus, 8 Plus, and the iPhone 8, they virtually have the same storage capacity, okay? They still have the same mechanisms embedded in each phone, okay? I will say this, the X and the 8, when you're talking about processing, it processes data a lot faster than the 7, okay? And a lot of people, if you have an iPhone 7, experience this problem where the iPhone 7, sometimes it tends to overheat when it's doing so many other things, and sometimes it shuts the phone down. Okay, a lot of people were experiencing that with the iPhone 7. Now, it wasn't as bad as the Note, where the phone just simply just blew up and burned right in front of you. Okay, it didn't do that type of nonsense, but nevertheless, the 7, you couldn't do a lot of applications on the 7, and to remedy this, some people would just shut down these other things that they were doing on their phone and just concentrate on 1 or 2 things, and the phone will work, simply fine. Okay, but other than that, the 8 as well as the X, it processes faster. There's a better camera, a better camera lens on the phone. And hold on one second, I'm getting something. It has, it has a better camera. You can also lock your phone with not only your fingerprints, but with your eye. It has the eyeball scan, where you just put your eye in front of it, and you can lock your phone that way, as well as the old traditional way, a passcode. And you can use all 3 of these forms that the 8 as well as the X have. I haven't dabbled into the 8 as far as doing the retinal scan, but I know for a fact you can do that on the X. Okay, not 100% sure you can do it on the 8. Just give me 1 second here, guys.
All right, chicken biscuit, sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. You too. All right. So, when you're talking about the Plus, when you're talking about the 8 and the X, well, we're gonna talk about the X a little bit more. The X really don't give you a lot more advantages, particularly for that price point. If you're just talking, if you're only comparing it to the 8, okay? To me, I feel like with the 8 and the X, the battery life is a little bit longer than the 7. But a lot of these additions really don't add up to, should I purchase an X or the 8 Plus? If you have the 7, you're better off just keeping the 7 and just wait for the next year. Okay, I know a lot of people, if you check out a lot of people reviews on the iPhone 8 as well as the X, a lot of people are saying that, there's not a huge there's not a lot of differences. They didn't really add a lot. The speaker at the bottom is a better speaker, as well as the microphone, as well as the camera. Okay, and other than that, and here's a thing that iPhone was really advertising heavily in their campaign of the X, the animated emojis, where you can make emojis, and these emojis can have your voice, and you can record these emojis to say different things. Okay, which, that's a cool concept, but to spend $1,000, $1,000 on the iPhone X, and that's really the only advantage that separates it from the 8, is not a lot of that's not enough, as well as the other nuances I talked about in this live stream. All of that, when you add all of that together, it's still not enough to purchase the 8, in my opinion. Okay, now if you want the 8 because you're the type of consumer that buys every edition every year, then fine. Okay, particularly when you heard reports about older iPhones are crashing due to its age, and some are suggesting that Apple is doing that so people can hurry up and purchase the 8, the 8 Plus, or the X. Okay, I feel like other than the name, the X is going to give it to you. And the animated emojis, you know, the glass finish, even though the glass finish is also represented in the 8 as well as the 8 Plus, and there's no home button. I really thought that not having the home button on the X, that's another thing that people will probably walk away from, because everyone is so used to the home button. All right, now the X is not light years better than the 8 or the 8 Plus. If you want to get, if you're in the market to just get in the next up-to-date phone, it's and in my opinion, it's not even better than the 7. Okay, because the 8 and the 7 is really no huge. It's not like light years better. The 8 is light years better than the 7. It has some monetary updates and features that the 7 doesn't have. But with that being said, you can hold off and skip this year and just get the iPhone 9. I really think, other than the processing speed, you're not going to, the battery life is a lot better than on the 8 than the 7. You can multitask a lot faster and a lot quicker on the 8 than the 7. The 8 really doesn't overheat as much as the 7. You know, I had this phone for a while, and this phone hasn't even overheated yet, and it has a longer battery time. The camera features, the things they added as far as photos and camera, as well as sound, are better than the 7. But if you look at the price tag and you look at, well, the reason why I'm going into this next phone, not because it's new, because it's going to do X, Y, and Z. The 7 can still do its thing, and you can just literally hold on to your 7 or your 7 Plus and wait until the iPhone 9. Okay, as the X has the animation emojis that everyone is clamoring about, but so does the Galaxy, the Galaxy. Okay, the Samsung Galaxy is advertising that. Okay, and Samsung is thinking, okay, well, a lot of people are buying the X for this emoji thing, so let's just incorporate that and embrace that in our advertisements of the Galaxy. Okay, the Galaxy, it just recently came out, and a lot of people are going to look at the X, and they're going to look at the Galaxy, and they're going to look at the 8, and they're going to say, okay, all of these phones are similar, so and they all pretty much do the same thing, so which one's going to be a better value to me? Now, Samsung has deals and packages where you know, it really attracts the Galaxy a lot more than the X. Okay, even though Apple had several videos out, had several commercials out on the X, and they really didn't talk. They talked less about the phone and more about the fun and enjoyable things you can do with the phone. Okay, so they wasn't even really talking about the contents in the phone. They was talking about all the cool and trendy things you can do with the X. Okay, so I mean, you know, if you're that type of consumer where you want the best, okay, and you always get the next iPhone, the next new iPhone, then if you are thinking about the 8 Plus or the X, I suggest you just go ahead and get the 8. Okay, the X, there's not a lot of stuff in the X that clamors that price tag, and it's a smaller phone. I think if Apple would have made the X an X Plus, and even if they wanted to charge more, for the X Plus, I think a lot of consumers would clamor that more. but it would have stifled the growth of the 8 as well as the 8 Plus as well as the 8. Okay, so that's the dilemma that they were in when you're talking about these phones. But that's my review on the 8, as well as the article, I believe it's newsweek.com, what they're reporting when they did a survey with the people who have already purchased the X. And a lot of people are not too fond of the X. Okay, you know, it's a nice name. It's something. I don't think Apple is going to do this next year. And to be completely honest with you, I think the X is stunting the growth of the of the 8. A lot of people think that the 8 is last year and the X is this year. Okay, so it is what it is. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next live stream video or gaming live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.